Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time of day it is for you. Welcome, everybody. My name is Chris Rossetti, free to laugh now. Broadcasting here in Pacifica, California, just south of San Francisco. Learning lessons today from the paragliders, the men and women who jump off a cliff. That's right, my friends. There are people who will jump off a cliff if you tell them to. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful shot of the Pacific Ocean today, looking down toward Pacifica, California. As I mentioned, about 15 minutes south of San Francisco. There's the Pacific Ocean. In the distance is the Pacifica Pier. Beautiful area for fishing. And then here is the Pacific Ocean. We're about 200 to 300 feet above the water on the cliffs. We're in an area known as Muscle Rock. We're sitting on top of the San Andreas Fault. That's right, the San Andreas Fault. So hopefully the cliff I'm sitting on won't give way during this filming. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. Hope you're having a great day wherever you are. Learning a few lessons about faith today. Soaring takes faith. Rising above your problems takes faith. Anytime you want to overcome your challenges in life, it's going to take some faith. And these paraglider pilots have definitely mastered the art, the skill of faith. They have faith in their equipment, faith in their abilities, faith in what God and nature has provided them in the form of updrafts. And they take a leap of faith and they learn to soar above the mundane. I want to encourage everybody today that you can soar as well. You can get above your problems. You can get above your worries and your troubles. You can get above your despair and your cares. If you learn to trust in the equipment, trust in your God-given abilities to know what is right and wrong, trust in your God-given abilities to know that things can get better, trust in the equipment God has equipped you with, and that is faith. The Bible says that the gift of faith, the measure of faith, is given to every person. You came equipped with faith into this life. Every one of us came equipped with faith. We have faith to believe. And you can overcome any problem. You can overcome any issue. You can overcome any worry as long as you trust in that equipment that God has equipped you with. And that is faith. So be encouraged today that you can overcome. You can be an overcomer. Be encouraged, you can rise above the problems you're currently facing. You don't have to live in despair. You don't have to live in defeat. You don't have to live in discouragement. Give it to God. Give Him a shot at it. Maybe people have let you down, but trust me, God won't let you down. Thank you for watching this whenever you happen to watch it. Thank you for seeing this whenever you happen to see it. Thank you for joining us here along the coast of Northern California, about 15 minutes south of San Francisco, along the high cliffs overlooking the rocks below, sitting on top of the San Andreas Fault. That's right, it's not my fault, it's the San Andreas Fault. Welcome, Flat Earth Forums. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming in. Hope my audio is okay. Hope the picture quality is okay. As I mentioned, we're on top of a 200 to 300 foot cliff. And I'm kind of looking around to make sure none of the cliff gives way underneath me. Hopefully in a minute we'll have another paraglider take off. In the meantime, let's just enjoy the views. Thank you for the audio check. Thank you for the camera check. So as I was mentioning, we can rise above our problems. We can learn to soar above our situation and circumstances in life if we trust our equipment. That's what these paragliders do. They trust their equipment. They trust their training. They don't jump off these cliffs just willy-nilly, whoever Willie and Nilly were. They don't jump off these cliffs on a whim. They've learned to soar because they're trusting in their equipment. They're trusting in their training. And every one of us can overcome our problems. Every one of us can learn to soar in our life and rise above the mundane if we'll trust in the equipment we've been given. As I mentioned, the Bible says every man, every person, every child, every boy, every girl, every being, every human is born with a measure of faith. You came equipped from the factory with a measure of faith. And if you don't believe you have faith, then why do you go to work and believe there's going to be a check at the end of the week? You have faith in a lot of things. Why do you think your horrible sports team is going to do better next year? You have faith in a lot of things. I have faith in a lot of stuff. I have faith that this signal's going out. I have faith that it's broadcasting properly. We put faith in a lot of things in our lives. God's given us a measure of faith so we can believe. I have faith that when I push on the gas pedal, the car will go. I have faith that when I put on the brake pedal, the car will stop. We believe a lot of stuff. I also believe the wind is blowing into the mic, and it's probably hard to hear, but I want to encourage you today not to give up. No matter what part of your journey is rough, no matter how bad it seems to be getting for you in life, no matter how tough it is, no matter how bad your circumstances are, I want to encourage you and anyone else listening later to simply have faith, to simply believe, to simply believe. Believe that there's going to be a better day. Believe that there's going to be a better tomorrow. Trust in the fact that you were created and you were made and put on this earth for more than just taking up space and paying rent. You were created for a purpose. You were created for a reason. And that reason is to be blessed and to be a blessing to others. Somebody out there needs to hear your story. Somebody out there needs to hear your story. Somebody needs to be encouraged by even what you're struggling with. Be encouraged, everybody. That's my simple message today. Be encouraged. Never give up hope. Never stop believing tomorrow's going to be better. Never stop believing today's going to get better. Never stop believing things are going to change. Use that faith, no matter how little it is. Use that faith that you've got. Put it to use. Learn how to concentrate and focus on the good things. Learn how to combat and fight back against the negativity in your life. Learn how to say no to the thoughts that drag you down over and over. Learn how to overcome your fears by forgetting the failures of your past. Look at these beautiful little flowers here. Look at that. I know somebody might call them weeds, but I think they're flowers. They're flowering, aren't they? They're flowering. Look at the view they have. What an awesome view. What a great view these flowers have. They're wind-driven. They're storm-driven. The fog comes in here at night. It gets down to 55 degrees at night. And yet, they've rooted, they've planted, they've got good ground, they've got good soil to live in. What a view. What a view. Even in your toughest times, even in your darkest moments, even when the wind is blowing hard against you, you can still look around you and you can find something to be thankful for. Let me challenge you today. Every time you think a negative thought, replace it with a good thought. Let me challenge you today. Every time you feel like you're defeated, think of something that you were successful at. Let me challenge you today. Every time your heart beats, you stop and thank God for the heartbeat. Every time you take a breath, you exhale a thanks to the Creator that gave you that breath. They tell me that our heart beats on average 22,000 times a day. Our heart beats on average 22,000 times a day. The way I look at things, folks, that's 22,000 miracles every day. So if you're sitting there wondering whether or not God's listening to you, if you're wondering whether or not life's been fair to you, if you're wondering whether or not you experience any miraculous things, if you're wondering whether or not your prayers are ever answered, if you're wondering, like I have, if you're wondering if it's all worth it, let me just tell you the answer is yes. You're experiencing 22,000 miracles a day. Those heartbeats, they are not controlled by you. Those heartbeats are gifts. Those heartbeats are miracles. Daily miracles. Be encouraged, everybody. Look at that beautiful fog coming in. Can you see that beautiful fog in the distance? That's what keeps the city of San Francisco a nice, cool 70 degrees in the hot summertime. That beautiful fog, that air conditioning, comes in and cools the city of San Francisco down to 55, 56 at night, 70 degrees during the day in the middle of the summer. That's why they call it the air-conditioned city. Look at that. I don't have air conditioning in my apartment. I don't have fans going usually, sometimes. But I've got a beautiful gift. The fog. Learn how to be thankful for something today. Learn how to be thankful for something today. Take a leap of faith, just like that parasailer's doing right now. That paraglider. He just jumped off a cliff. I want to thank you for being here, Flat Earth, and I want to thank you for being here, everybody who comes in later on and watches this. I hope the views here and the words I've spoken, I hope they help you a little bit today. And I hope for a couple of minutes you just realize that things are not as bad as they seem they are. 90% of what you fear is going to come to pass doesn't come to pass. 90% of what you're afraid of doesn't happen. So why waste 90% of your time thinking about it? You can't change 1% of the past. You can't fix anything from the past except for your attitude toward the past. So why not spend time on your future? Why not spend time on your present? Why not spend time and energy on having confidence that you're going to make it? Things are going to get better. Things are going to change for the better. And it all starts with how I look at things. It all starts with how I think about things. It all starts with how I talk about things. I want to encourage everybody. Thank you for being here. Thanks for stopping by. The fog is starting to roll in, and it's driving away some of the paragliders. So So I think I'll get one more picture of a paraglider coming back toward the takeoff spot. But I have a feeling they're all going to start landing pretty soon because the fog and the visibility is dropping. But I want to thank you all for coming by. It's been a pleasure having you here today. Thank you for visiting with us. As I mentioned, we're above the San Andreas Fault. So I'm sitting on top of the famous San Andreas Fault where many an earthquake has rumbled and headed out to shore. Welcome, Myers and the Mouse. Thanks for being here. Mama Mouse in the house. Thanks for stopping by. I'll have to check out your channel later. We do have one paraglider. He's off in the distance now. And hoping to get a picture of him as soon as he comes back. Earlier we had some paragliders pretty close to us. As I mentioned, the fog's coming in. Let me pick up the camera, turn it around for you a little bit. I do apologize for the shaky camera work today. I'm using an iPhone, and I'm not as steady with my hand as I should be. So I do apologize for the shaky camera work. But here we are on top of the cliffs, above the San Andreas Fault. And as you can see in the distance up on the hills, the fog's starting to roll in. San Francisco is in that direction, about 15 minutes. So San Francisco is that way, north of us about 15 minutes. And then straight out this way is an area called the Farallon Islands. Yeah, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. You live really close to the New Madrid Fault. Wow. So straight out that way is the Farallon, or are the Farallon Islands. The Farallon Islands are about 25 miles from here. And on a clear day you can see them, but of course we can't see them today because of the fog. And then if you head by airplane about 5.5 hours, you'll eventually hit Hawaii. Wouldn't that be nice? So once again, we're looking down the coast toward the city of Pacifica. And the last paraglider who took off, he's way down there in the distance now. He's probably 2 miles from us. You can't really see him. He's against the rocks there. He's in a turquoise-covered canopy, so can't really see him. But hopefully he'll come back in a minute, and we'll get a closing shot, a closing picture of him as he comes in. But if not, we'll just end the broadcast in a few minutes. Yeah, that would be a long swim. That would be a very long swim. So thank you for joining me, everybody. Thanks for being here. And I hope you like what you see on the channel. We've got some things that hopefully are entertaining and encouraging. And thank you for checking it out. Thank you for stopping by. Gonna go ahead and sign off here in just a minute. Let me just show you some of the rocks below. So once again, be encouraged. Overcome negativity with positivity, my friends. Overcome doubts and fears and anxiety and depression with positivity. Your Creator has given you a measure of faith. We all have a measure of faith. Soaring takes faith. Soaring takes faith. Rising above your problems takes faith. Use that faith. Use that faith. Tell yourself things are going to get better. Well, thank you, Flat Earth. I do appreciate it. Appreciate you checking in with me today. I do see another paraglider getting ready to take off, so I'm going to wait just a minute. And if he takes off, we'll get a final shot of one more paraglider in the air. Yeah, I wish I had a nice camera. I'm just using an iPhone 7S. But I do agree with you. It'd be so much fun to have a great camera to shoot all of this with a digital camera. All right, here comes a launch, I think. Here we go. See if we can catch this guy taking off. And I believe this guy has a 2-seater. I think he has a passenger with him. So remember, my friends, these paragliders, they don't just jump off a cliff because someone said, hey, jump off a cliff. But they are trained in what they're doing. They have confidence in what they're doing. They have confidence in their equipment. And you and I can soar above our problems. You and I can soar above our problems today if we will simply use what God has given us, and that is faith. Use what God has given us, and that is the ability to choose to focus on the positive instead of the negative. Use the equipment God has equipped you with. That is the ability to believe, trust, and hope, and love, and forgiveness. Use those things God has given you. So here we go. He's taking off. He's staying kind of low. You can see him there in center screen. He's got a red canopy, and he does have a passenger with him. So there you have it. Another paraglider taking off. Another paraglider taking a leap of faith. So as he sails off into the sunset, as he sails off into the fog set, let me say thank you for joining us once again. My name is Chris Rossetti, Free to Laugh Now, in San Francisco. Free to laugh now because I was set free from 30 years of depression. And if God can fix my mess after 30 years, He most definitely can help you with whatever you're facing today. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Until next time, be blessed. Goodbye for now.